One of the most biggest problems, or maybe even the biggest, especially in this current days modern society, the trap that is preventing us to achieving everything that we want to be and achieve, is the constant need for validation in this world. The feeling being appreciated, seen by others, valued by others. Of course, these things have been there always. We as humans have always wanted to get these things, to feel to be needed, feel to be something. But the modern Danish society, the internet, the social media have made all these things, this validation aspect, so easy to accessible, so easy to get, and these things are advertised constantly, so many ways. So it have kind of blurred our own vision. It have made us prioritize as humans that validation in all costs, and this complete society is more and more built by around that validations. All these likes and comments and all this dating world in internet, so on and on. And if I try to simply as possible try to get through this problem, is that if we think about that we are in this place A in our life and we want to get this place B, that is that place of validation, and that validation is actually all the other things also that you want in life, because when you have that true validation, appreciation, and you are seen by others, then you have done all these things also correctly, if you are truly validated by how it's supposed to be. So actually your end goal is that validation. And in kind of sense there is nothing wrong with that. But the problem is that when we are in that place A and we want to get that place B, that is that validation, the problem is that we can't see that the validation is actually the place C, and there is place B before that place C, and the only way to get to that place C, the right way, the working way, is to from that place B through that place B. And the problem that so many of us, especially today's world, is that we try to get from that place A to straight to place C, without going from that place B to C. And then you might wonder, what is that place B? Well, that place B is you, the real you, that you have to find by going through certain kind of circumstances, heartaches, mistakes, difficulties, all that this life offers. And that place B, you, supposed to be always the main principle, the main point in your life, the main focus. And all these other things are just follow-ups after that, when you finally can stay honestly, confidently in your own truth, in your own existence, all that you are, without shame and despair. And if we look at this situation again, what the main problem, especially in this today's world, is that the modern society, internet, social media, all these things have just highlighted this place C and make it be seen so easily, so easy to accessible. Try to lure yourself to that way. Something to be so easily seen and something shiny, something that we should be go for, no matter what. So more and more people just are lured by this way, betrayed, to go this wrong route, when actually the only true way is going totally opposite way to that point B and then to point C. Because if you try to go from that place A to place B, that can't be working, and then actually it is only a trap that will destroy everything that you have and wanted to have. So the most important point that you have to understand, that you can't be validated, appreciated, to be seen truly before you embrace all that you are. Find the true you and to put yourself the first place in every aspect. You have to be your own most important priority. That can't be any other way. Because if you are constantly just trying to go for that validation to that point C straight, you are constantly sacrificing yourself. You are constantly doing everything that you can to be just validated by others. And then you are just going away more and more from you, all that you are. All that you supposed to be. all those experiences, directions that you have to go through before you can truly standing on your own power in everything that you are. And that is the only place where you can be appreciated, seen and valued by others truly. And when you are in that place, everything else also will follow that you are always wanted to have. Money, fame, purpose. Love and so on and on. That is just how it is. So then we end up on this question that I have to ask yourself from you, and you have to ask from you, is that who you are living for this life? Are you living this life for others? Are you living this life for you? And so long, if you are just living for others, you truly can't achieve anything meaningful, lasting, and something that was meant for you. You have to learn to live for you, not for others. You have to learn to discard that feeling to be valued and appreciated, to be seen, to be validated by others. You have to learn to stand on your own and your own light, your own being, and you just appreciating yourself, validating yourself, in a sense not caring about others' opinions or what the others and this world says about you. Because when you finally start to live yourself, you can find your true self and your own way. Everything that was meant for you, why you are here and what you're supposed to do, and to discover everything that you have to offer to this world, to you and others. So this validation is, I would be say, the most biggest trap, the threat to you in this life, and you to understand this. Of course, these things are easier said than done, because of course all of us, we want to be seen and validated, appreciated. But you have to understand that it is just follow-up thing to after you found yourself. It should be never your first priority, something that you put on pedestal, something that you try to keep your own main goal. It is something that will come naturally will follow up after you found yourself and prioritize yourself. Your focus should never be in that validation aspect. Your focus should be always on you. And you have to truly start to live differently. At least when I live my life and I get these compliments, appreciation, validation. Of course I thank for that, but in a certain way I try to distance myself from that, understanding that it is not something beneficial to me, something that is not truly needed. To always keep in mind what is important. To see these things differently. Prioritizing things that truly matter. There is always certain kind of order in life and things to happen. And always have to remember that the easiest way is rarely the best way, like it is in this situation too. Finally, putting yourself first, to being proud of who you are and what you are. Living for you. Of course, I am not saying that you should be selfish, but every decision that you do in this life is supposed to come from you, to prioritizing you, because you feel like it, because you have decided. Not living for others and because of what they want, but because your own values and what you feel to be right. And from that aspect you do these things, do these decisions and take these actions. You're supposed to be always that base, that you do those decisions, every action, where everything starts from. You can take care of others and live for others too. You can be selfless and still being proudly and independently you, living from your own place, from your own identity. So I truly hope that you can finally start to live for yourself, prioritizing you and trying to avoid these certain kind of traps in life. Because this world don't need anybody else than you. We don't need these fake versions of us. We have all we have our own place in this life, our own purpose. And in order to these things happen, we have to embrace the all that we are. And that can't be happening if we are constantly living for others instead of starting from us, who we are, living for ourselves before others. I want to thank you again so much being with me today. And if you're interested about personal coaching, I am offering that. Thank you again being with me today, and hopefully see you next time. Take care.